Well, that's a wrap for the action from this weekend. Let's talk about some of the topical things going on in the sport of boxing. Specifically, Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk fight has been postponed for a couple of 2-3 months to May 18th. Fury gets hit with an elbow in sparring. Looked to be a legitimate accident, legitimate cut, but never without controversy when you're talking about this level of fight. You know, Usyk's manager called him a coward, and
bad choice of words to use to a fighter.
I agree.
I mean, but
yeah,
what are you going to
sure.
do? Emotions,
I gotta give,
Yep.
Well, I got to give huge credit to Ariel Helwani for organizing basically a podcast / interview with all the participants.
With that stuff.
He had, so on a Sunday, he had Usyk, Fury, both the managers and the promoter, the Saudi representative, Turki Alalshikh, and, basically they allegedly both fighters have agreed to forfeit $10 million if either of them has to cancel the fight for any reason. But maybe just build a little more suspense. Like I said, it looks to be a legitimate cut. I mean, that would be a hard thing to stage, but nevertheless, fight's postponed.
Beautiful. I'm glad you brought that up. Here's my question to you, because we got to figure this out for the audience, because I know they got to be thinking this. If I'm thinking it, you got to be thinking it, right? That's how pretentious I'm going to be, and I'm kidding. I try not to be. All right, here it is. It sounds good. Because one of the problems in our business in boxing is, things happen, fights don't happen, they get postponed, this happens, blah, 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 whatever. And now that Turki Alalshikh is spending all this money as the host to bring boxing over there, and right now, make no mistake about it, he's making boxing more relative. He really is, single-handedly, and with a few zillion dollars. But
it's crazy what you can do with a blank checkbook.
Yeah, it is, Ken. But he's making it more relative. He's making people get more excited, giving us the fights or the chance to have fights that our guys here couldn't give us. They couldn't give us. They wouldn't give us. And it's not like they don't have money, but they don't want to part with it. And they want to control all of it. They, as I would always say, you got one fighter on one side of the street, top fighter, another guy with another promoter, the other side street. They don't want to come together unless the money is so crazy, because they don't want to lose control. They want to make all the money. Now the money's so crazy, they're coming together. And it shows you those fights could be made. They could be made here, but they don't want to part with that money. They don't want to get to them. So it took Turki Alalshikh to come in and say, okay, I'm going to throw so much freaking money at you that everybody will love everyone. Everybody will be in the same room. Everybody will come across the street. And it'll become my street. The street in Saudi Arabia. Box, right now, it's on the... I was going to say it's on the cusp of... it might be beyond the cusp. I don't know. But it's on the cusp of Saudi Arabia with Turki Alalshikh becoming a real hub of boxing, replacing Vegas, replacing, in definitely in the United States, replacing all the hubs of boxing in the United States, in the world. That right now, they are becoming that place. They are becoming a place where all the big fights might take place only there. Matter of fact, I'll go a little further. If he wants to take over boxing, which he might be doing already, right now he's doing it by really using the promoters, giving them money to make the fights because they have the fighters. He's using them to outsource the fighters. Obviously, he's using them. He is just understanding that they have the fighters, I have the money. He's using them to supply the fighters, to bring the fighters, to make Saudi Arabia, his area there in Riyadh, kind of a Costco of where Costco, you can find everything in Costco's. everything, where they, they went to all the people that were the distributors, right? And they dealt with them directly. They got them to bring the product to Costco. Now you go into Costco and you can find anything you want, anything you need, you can find in Costco's. You can, pretty soon, I guess, you're going to be able to go over to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and basically find anything you need in fighters, you'll be able to find over there. Because the Sheikh is making, I should say, Turki Alalshikh is becoming the
golden goose.
Yeah, I was going to say he's become the middleman, but he's not the middleman. He is taken all the middlemen and that are the promoters out there, and he's forming a conglomerate over in Saudi Arabia where he's enticing them all to come there, which is not hard to do when you can tell them they're going to get much more money than anywhere else. And if he wanted to, with the clip of like the snap of a finger, if he wanted to, who knows, down a stretch or down a road, he could eliminate the promoters and just become the one force of boxing in the whole world. He really could, if he wanted to. I mean, they got the fighters, but, how much would it take? Eventually their contracts run out, or you buy them out, or whatever. Your lawyers figure it out. If he wanted to, he could, he could do what De La Hoya did years ago. Mayweather did. They left the Bob Arams. They left the guys that they were locked into, that were making a lot of their money, and they felt like, well, I don't need them anymore. I just need someone to put on a fight. I just need a network. I just need a place to go fight and someone to pay me. I don't need the promoter to get me there anymore. I'm there already. These guys, that day could happen. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but I'm just saying that day, I'm sure the promoters realize it. That day, right now it's great because it's raining money. But that day could happen where Turki Alalshikh, who is really changing the face of boxing right now, I got to laugh. People said, is Gervonta Davis, or is this one the face of boxing, or is Better Be, or is that, who the face of boxing is right now, the way it's looking? Turki Alalshikh. Really, I speak what, for me, what truth tells me to speak. Don't mean that I'm the most truthful guy in the world. Like anyone else, I want to be better. It's a battle. But I always want to put myself forward with saying only what I believe. What I believe, for the reasons I believe it. And my opinion, and that's what you get here, is opinion. That's all. But my opinion from being in this business the way that I am and have been is that he would be the face of boxing right now. Because if he snaps his fingers and says, I don't want the promoters no more, I'm going to go right to the fighters. I'm going to go. I know they hear this. Teddy, don't talk about that. Please, don't even say that. But if he wanted to do, right now it's not convenient. It's not expedient to do that. Right now he just, he gets the promoters. They ship them over. They bring them over, and he's got whatever he wants, and he puts them on. But if he wanted to eliminate that middleman, if you will, if that's the right way to say it, he could do it in a second. Where, like I was like the fighters, a lot of the fighters did, including Crawford, where they got to a certain point and they didn't need a promoter to share the money with them. They were already accomplished what a promoter's biggest job is to accomplish, to promote you, to get you to the higher echelons of the sport where you can make the money, the bigger money. They are there now, and like I said, if Turki Alalshikh wants to suddenly say, "Hey, I could just save some money," not that he's in the business of saving money, but I can save some money, eliminate the promoters. He could do.